Hi, this is Melissa Vasquez with MPA 590, and for this presentation, I will be discussing motivation and rewards in the workplace. So, to start off, what is it that drives people, or at least what drives me to get to work every day, to try to figure things out, to try to problem solve? For the most part, I am driven by intrinsic motivation. So, what this means is, again, what is it as an individual that helps uh, persuade this individual to do more than what their duties call for, uh, to provide dedication or to be dedicated to their work. So, for my case, my work in general, I would say it's very interesting. It's interesting because I look at information to develop procedures. I look at research that supports this the development of research. It's exciting because when we have a specific project, aside from our day-to-day inspections, we're able to do other things other than the inspections. We're able to work on projects. We're able to focus our attention away from the routine type of duties and into something that we're more interested. So that this is what makes it exciting because it's out of the routine. It makes it more uh, it makes it different in a sense. It's satisfying because once we start feeling like we're getting somewhere with our specific projects and we're able to sell this information to our managers and it is approved, it becomes a feeling of this whole work has been because of a purpose. And a last part of the intrinsic motivation, or what it is that drives me to do my work, is because it's challenging. So, aside from looking at research and trying to understand this research, at the same time, what makes it challenging is the fact that I'm not stuck to doing one thing only. I'm looking into things that I've never seen before. So it makes me focus on trying to learn as much as possible in order to make these projects successful. For example, uh, as I'm developing procedures or future regulations, I need to find out, well, how do we even get to that level? How do we develop regulations? How is it that we can develop these procedures in place? And that is what makes it a difficult task to do. So beyond my personal motivation in the workplace, my organization has both intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. So the first thing I want to talk about is the intrinsic rewards. So what this means is how the organization rewards you in order to in order to push you far enough to be able to accomplish the goals of the organization. And one of them is through advancement. So in the area of advancement, for instance, my intrinsic motivation, the fact that I find it interesting, the fact that I find it challenging, at the same time, I'm looking for a development in myself in order to be able to be ready for those positions that will be available within the organization, promotional opportunities. I am focused to better myself because eventually I want to to uh, be able to advance in my career. Responsibility. So um, the it, the organization uh, thrives on trying to provide a great service to the industry and to the public in general. And we have this source of responsibility when, as a field inspector, it makes us feel that we're doing something good for the good of the public. For instance, when I do inspections, for example, uh, I am focused on having the company itself or the farm or whatever you have be in compliance with state and federal regulations. Why? Because I feel the responsibility to protect the people, public, from potentially becoming sick. And it makes me feel good about this. It makes me feel good when an inspection that go might have a lot of things wrong, where someone might get sick from eating these products. It makes me feel good that I am able to keep these products out of the market so that no one gets sick. At the same time, and this is on a different end of the responsibility. Um, Another part that I would say it's a reward is because we do a lot of work that is unsupervised. It gives us freedom to do our inspections. We don't have anybody looking over our shoulder other than reviewing the work that we do in paper. So we have this autonomy where we can do the work without someone looking over our shoulders. It makes us feel empowered. It makes us feel trusted. It makes us feel good that someone or the organization is entrusting this amount of responsibility on ourselves so that we can get the job done. The next type of reward is recognition. So, in recognition, the organization attempts to reward or recognize certain individuals when they've gone above and beyond and doing a specific project. Now, this isn't done in a way that it's in a formalized way. It's actually more of a spontaneous kind of program that it has. So, for instance, very recently, uh, through email, our supervisor recognized the work and the work of my coworker regarding a project that was approved not only by the state managers, but also we were able to convince the industry to accept this kind of projects or developing regulations. So the supervisor wrote an email and and gave us credit for being able to persuade, for being able to convince the industry that this is a good, not only for them, but also for the public in general. The next one I have here is achievement. So going back to the uh, motivation part of my presentation, I'm not only interested in developing a project, persuading I need to be able to carry the task to completion so then it can be practiced or it can be implemented. Uh, Going back to the same example of the project that my coworker and I have been doing, well, the sense of achievement will come after we have developed it and we have successfully implemented it. So seeing a project from its beginning to the very end. So besides the intrinsic rewards, now extrinsic rewards are not as common for the organization. However, I am able to find some rewards that the organization tries to give to the employee. So, for one thing, it's promotion based on the work that an individual has accomplished, based on the success of the work that they have done. This can potentially lead to a promotional promotional advancement. So the next promotion would be either as a supervisor, supervising your own team. Another type of rewards that they have is benefits. So as I was uh, as I was looking for a job, what I wanted to have in this specific job was good health care, good pension plans. So those are some of the things that the organization uses in order to attract people. Uh, the another type of reward is the variable pay program. Now, this is more specifically in the merit-based pay plan, which what this means is when employees are reviewed or their performance is reviewed on an annual basis. Now, what's happening with this organization is that rather than keep someone for not going above and beyond, what it does during their annual appraisals is that they determine whether or not they have done satisfactory work in order to receive the annual increase in salary. Now, this isn't exactly uh, something that is done so that the person or the employee goes above and beyond. It's more of a do if you perform bad, then you will not get your next your next salary increase. This concludes my presentation, and my references are again the organizational behavior book. Thank you and have a great day.